Hi guys, welcome back. This is Curvy, and in this video we're gonna be learning about the two most popular scales used in both classical music and pop music, and those scales are called major and minor scales. And remember, I said that the musical alphabet only has 7 letters: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And once you get to G, you do not keep going. You just repeat everything again: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, in both major and minor scales, each of those 7 letters of the musical alphabet only occurs once, except the first note of the scale. Meaning, if I'm writing a C scale, I would have to say C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If you pay attention, I only say C twice. After that, everything only once. If I'm writing an A scale, I would have to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The first letter only occurs twice, in the beginning and at the end. Now let's see the formula used to write those scales. Now, major scale sounds happy, minor scale sounds sad. Just as a recap, a scale is a collection of notes with reference to a pitch, to a tone of pitch, or you can say pitch, you can say note, it's the same thing. And the formula used to write a major scale is as follows: whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and half step. For example, from C to D is a whole step. From D to E is a whole step. From E to F is a half step. From F to G is a whole step. From G to A is a whole step. From A to B is a whole step. From B to C is a half step. You can just remember it has whole, half, whole, half. Now the formula used to write a minor scale is as follows: whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. For example, if I'm writing an A scale, from A to B is going to be a whole step. From B to C is a half step. From C to D is a whole step. From D to E is a whole step. From E to F is a half step. From F to G is a whole step. From G to A is a whole step. Now let's see everything in action. Now, this is the C major scale. The first letter of the scale is the name of the scale. This is C. This is called a C major scale. This is A. This is called an A minor scale. I'm gonna show you why one is a major and one is a minor. For example, here, this is the formula for major scale: whole, half, whole, half. Now, from C, right, C4 to D is a whole step because we have a black note in between. If it was from C to C sharp, that would have been a half step. But because it's from C to D is a whole step. From D to E again is a whole step. We have a black note in between. From E to F is a half step. We do not have any black note in between. From F to G is a whole step because we have a black note in between. From G to A is a whole step. We have a black note in between. From A to B is a whole step because we have a black note in between. From B to C is a half step because we do not have a black note in between. Now, the formula for minor scale is whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Now pay attention again to the keyboard on your screen. From A to B, right, is a whole step because we have a black note in between. From B to C is a half step because we do not have a black note in between. From C to D is a whole step. We have a black note in between. From D to E is a whole step. We have a black note in between. From E to F is a half step because we do not have a black note in between. But from F to G is a whole step because we have a black note in between. From G to A is a whole step because we have a black note in between. Now, I'm going to play them for you. You're gonna hear that the C major scale sounds happier than the A minor scale. The reason why we call them one major is because it's happier, it sounds happier, and the other one minor is because it sounds really sad. And that's because it's the formula of the scales. The major scale again is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. The minor scale formula is whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. If you don't understand what I mean by step or by whole step and half step, you can go back to the previous videos. You're gonna find out a video specifically for scales. Now let's just listen to them. This is the C major scale that I'm going to be playing now. Now I'm gonna play the A minor. You're gonna hear how it sounds a bit sad. Now, if you pay attention, especially in the second half of the scale, it sounds a bit depressing. Let me play it again. All right, now that you know the difference between the major and the minor scale, now let's go to the next video and learn something else.